Steve Mariucci, a former NFL head coach and now a prominent analyst, has a clear belief: the Miami Dolphins are far from finished this season. According to him, this team has the tools to bounce back, and it starts with three key players: quarterback Tua Tagovailoa and wide receivers Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle. It's not just about potential anymore, it's about delivering, and Mariucci sees the pieces in place for Miami to turn things around. In a recent NFL Network segment, the focus was on struggling teams that still have what it takes to save their season. For the Dolphins, Mariucci emphasized the importance of Tua Tagovailoa playing smart, staying healthy, and leading this team. His advice was blunt and direct: when Tua's on the run, he needs to slide. The message was simple but loaded with meaning: protect yourself, protect your career, and protect this team's future. "We want to see him play for another 10 or 12 years, Mariucci said, driving home the point that Miami's success this season and beyond hinges on Tua staying on the field. Tua's journey this season has been anything but smooth. After a strong start in Week 1, he suffered a concussion in Week 2 that sidelined him and left the Dolphins scrambling. His absence highlighted just how crucial he is to Miami's offense, as the team struggled to find consistency with backup quarterbacks. Since his return, the Dolphins have gone 1-2, a record that doesn't entirely reflect his performance but certainly underscores the challenges this team is facing. Mariucci's faith in Tua isn't just optimism, it's a call to action for the quarterback to step up, play smart, and lead Miami out of this rough patch. Mariucci didn't stop at Tua, though. Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, Miami's electrifying duo of wide receivers, were next on his list. He likened their speed and playmaking ability to a circular saw, saying they have the potential to run circles around defenders. It's a bold comparison, but one that speaks to just how dynamic these two can be when Miami's offense is clicking. Hill and Waddle aren't just fast, they're game changers, capable of turning any play into a touchdown. But this season, they haven't quite lived up to the hype. Part of the problem has been the instability at quarterback. With Tua out, the Dolphins' offense struggled to stretch the field vertically. Backup quarterbacks couldn't fully utilize Hill and Waddle's speed, and the lack of deep passing plays left Miami's offense feeling one-dimensional. Tyreek Hill, who came to Miami with enormous expectations, only scored his second touchdown of the season on Monday night, a far cry from the dominance fans were expecting. Jaylen Waddle has had his moments, but he, too, has been held back by the team's inability to consistently connect on big plays. This isn't to say Hill and Waddle have lost their edge. The potential is still there, and Mariucci's words serve as both a reminder and a challenge. These two have the ability to dominate defenses, but it's time to start translating that potential into production. The responsibility doesn't fall solely on their shoulders, though. For them to shine, Miami's offense needs to find its rhythm, and that starts with Tua making smart decisions and the offensive line giving him the time he needs to make plays. The Dolphins' season so far has been a roller coaster of emotions. The Week 1 victory showed flashes of what this team could be, but Tua's injury in Week 2 was a gut punch that set the team back. Since then, it's been a mix of frustration and hope. Miami fans know what this team is capable of, and the glimpses of brilliance have only made the struggles more difficult to stomach. There's a sense of urgency now, a feeling that the clock is ticking on a season that still holds so much promise. What makes Mariucci's belief in the Dolphins so compelling is that it's rooted in what the team can be, not what they've been. This isn't about ignoring the struggles or pretending the issues don't exist. It's about recognizing the raw talent on this roster and believing that, with the right adjustments, Miami can turn things around. The question is whether the Dolphins can rise to the occasion. Defenses have been adjusting to Miami's offense, daring them to beat them with short, controlled passes. Without a consistent deep threat, the Dolphins have had to rely on methodical drives rather than explosive plays. This has put even more pressure on Tua to be efficient and precise. Every decision he makes is under a microscope, and every mistake feels magnified. But it's also an opportunity for him to show just how much he's grown as a leader and a player. For Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, the challenge is equally clear. They have the tools to take over games, and now it's about execution. Can they create separation against top-tier defenses? Can they turn those close calls into touchdowns? These are the questions that will define Miami's season. It's not just about speed, it's about timing, chemistry, and making the most of every opportunity. The road ahead won't be easy, but the Dolphins have the pieces to make a run. Mariucci's confidence isn't just a vote of faith, it's a reminder of what's at stake. This team has the talent to compete with anyone, but talent alone won't be enough. It's time for Miami to put it all together and show what they're made of. Fans are waiting, hoping, and, above all, believing that this season can still be something special.